Good day, everyone. We are the Group 3 from E12E. Now, we are here to teach you some ways on how to be safe and avoid fire.
Fire alarm levels are being classified during fire incident. In Level 1, consider this to be similar to the initial stages of fire. It's possible that there was anything left on the stove, as the fire is tiny and contained. And there may be an announcement or a sign informing you of what to do, and emergency responders are alerted to investigate. Level 2, when the situation is getting a bit more serious, maybe the fire is spreading a bit, and more firefighters and rescuers are on their way. You might start seeing people guiding you to evacuate certain areas. Level 3, things are starting to get really intense at this point. The fire is getting bigger, therefore it's becoming a bigger issue. And then the number of the firefighters, equipment, and coordination of evacuation procedures are increasing. This issue needs to be addressed seriously. Level 4, the fire is big and it's taking a lot of effort to control. The entire firefighting force is mobilized, and the evacuation measures are widespread and coordinated with other emergency services.
There are 8 types of fire extinguishers, each with their own corresponding uses. Some work generally and are applicable to many classes of fire, whilst others work only for a specific class. Number 1 of the fire extinguishers is the water and foam. This removes the heat element and separates the oxygen element from the other elements. This is applicable to Class A fires. Number 2, carbon dioxide. This takes away the oxygen and the heat element, and are only applicable to Class B and Class C fires. Number 3, dry chemical. This type of fire extinguisher interrupts the chemical reaction of the fire triangle. It is also multi-purpose, meaning it is applicable to Class A, Class B, and Class C fires. Number 4, wet chemical. This removes the heat element and creates a barrier between the oxygen element and the fuel element, which prevents reignition. This is applicable to Class K fires or fires that are caused by cooking oil. 5, clean agent. This interrupts the chemical reaction of the fire triangle, whilst also removing the heat element. This is applicable to Class A, Class B, and Class C fires. However, if it's smaller in size, it may only be applicable to Class B and Class C fires. Number 6, dry powder. This type of fire extinguisher is similar to dry chemical fire extinguisher. However, the difference is that dry powder fire extinguisher is only applicable to Class D fires or combustible metal fires. This type of fire extinguisher also separates the fuel element from the oxygen element, while also removing the heat element. Number 7, water mist. This is considered as an alternative to clean agent extinguishers because of the clean agent's possible contamination of the object or thing that is being extinguished. This fire extinguisher removes the heat element and is only primarily used for Class A fires. However, it may also be used for Class C fires. Number 8, cartridge-operated dry chemical. This interrupts the chemical reaction of the fire triangle. On Class A fires, this creates a barrier between the oxygen element and the fuel element. This is also considered as a multi-purpose fire extinguisher as it is applicable to Class A, Class B, and Class C fires. To efficiently remember how to use a fire extinguisher, we can remember the acronym FAST. This means hold the pin, aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle,
extinguish fires. We have here cooling. By using water as it absorbs heat from the fire and cools the fuel to a temperature where it is no longer produces flammable vapors. Next is starvation. By removal of fuel in the fire, sometimes combustible material can be removed, such as by shutting off gas, valves, or fuel flows. Next is smothering. By excluding the oxygen in the surrounding atmosphere, the fire will be extinguished. And last is stop chain reaction. Stop or interrupt the chain reaction between the fuel and the heat and the oxygen.
Discussing preparations to avoid fire. Number 1. Get a fire extinguisher. By putting out a tiny fire or suppressing it until the fire service comes, they can save lives and property. Number 2. Cook carefully. Do not leave your cooking unattended. Stay in the kitchen while you are grilling, boiling, or frying. A fire can start and spread in a matter of seconds. Number 3. Demonstrate how to escape. Plan your fire escape. Sit down with your family or co-workers and agree on an escape plan. And number 4, teach children what is a smoke alarm. Teach them how it works so if the fire alarm goes off, they know what to do.
Things to do during there is a fire in a school setting. Step 1. Once outside, students should move away from the building. After the fire alarm has been pulled, children and staff should evacuate the building as soon as possible. The best method to do this is to stay calm and follow the emergency procedures. Once everyone is safely evacuated, the fire department can extinguish the fire and assist. It is important to practice fire drills regularly to ensure a safe and orderly evacuation. Step 2. Teachers should account for all students and report any missing children to the emergency responders. When there is a fire, every second matters because of this. It is crucial that teachers record the attendance and make sure every student is present during letting them go. It may be a difference between life and death if even one youngster is missing. The instructor needs to notify emergency personnel of any missing student as soon as every student is present. Step number 3. Firefighters should be notified of fire's location and where or what type of fuel is burning. In a fire scenario, it is always best to let the firefighters know where the fire is and what kind of fuel is burning. They will be more equipped to contain the fire and stop it from spreading as a result. Permit them to understand whether there are any combustible objects close to the fire that can be intensified. By providing them with such information as you can assist them in extinguishing the fire swiftly and safely.